Our conversation with Mark Hilliard, the president of the Indiana County Chamber of Commerce, is presented by Marcus & Mack, a law firm representing injured people. Mark, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Wonderful. It's good to have you with us here this morning.
Good to be here.
Busy times, of course, for the Chamber of Commerce, and especially, I know that you're looking ahead to January and the big expo, but right now you got something big on the agenda coming up in just a couple of weeks.
Well, we have the annual luncheon here coming up on Wednesday, December the 4th at the KCAC. Ticket sales are going really, really well. We have John Esposito, who's speaking, who's the CEO of Warner Music Nashville. He did a great video for us. A lot of people know him from the area just because he's an Indiana High graduate, IEP graduate, but a lot of people don't know him. So we asked him to do a video, and he did a great video showing his office, and he's got all these pictures of him with all these famous country music artists that he works with, like Blake Shelton, Kenny Chesney, and Dan and Shay, who are from Pittsburgh. And then he has a corner of his office that's dedicated all to Steelers memorabilia. So it was kind of neat to see that. We've got a lot of good comments on that video, and we hope people that get a chance to come out and see him speak. He's going to be doing a real nice job. We've got a few surprises as well for the event. So they can get tickets today or contact the Chamber office and make sure that you attend that luncheon beginning at noon on December the 4th.
Is that 465-2511?
Yes.
That's the phone number for the Chamber of Commerce.
Correct.
465-2511, and that way you can get your tickets and get yourself all lined up. I think that there are so many members of the Chamber of Commerce and so many employees within each of those members that there are probably people who are members of the Chamber that don't know what the luncheon's all about.
Yeah, and the luncheon kind of serves as our
reorganization.
It's a de facto meeting for the Chamber board, but really we don't get into a whole lot of business there. That's all done leading up to the annual luncheon. But it's really a chance to kind of recap the year and take a look at, like you said, reorganization, but also to kind of showcase what's going on in Indiana County. And it's a good opportunity for everybody to kind of get together as well. And we have a lot of networking opportunities within that. This year, it's kind of nice because we've been doing a lot of work with the school districts and throughout the entire year in terms of trying to help with the workforce development efforts. But we had somebody who was willing to offer a table for each of those county school districts at this annual luncheon. And in particular for students that are in the music department or interested in pursuing music beyond graduation. So we reached out to all the school districts, and we're going to have a table for each school district with their music students to be able to hear John speak. And we're going to try to set up a time for John to take a few minutes with those students as well and talk to them a little bit about maybe what their plans are and how they could pursue music. But it's exciting to be able to have some young people there to be able to hear the message as well. And we always invite the FBLA students as well, but in terms of hearing that direct message in terms of music. So we're excited about that. It kind of helps with all the things that we have been doing with the school districts and caps off what we think is a pretty good year.
Yeah, and I think one of the interesting things about the Chamber Luncheon is coming as it does at the beginning of December. People get into sort of a holiday frame of mind when they get together for this event.
We try to. We were just looking at some of our centerpieces, and they were looking at kind of a holiday flair to that as well as a little bit of a music theme. But it seems as if that kind of kicks off the holidays in a lot of ways because it's right at the beginning of December. Of course, the event that's coming up here very shortly is going to be the true Indiana County kickoff to the holidays. But as I'm drive past and see them getting ready for the tree coming in today. But it really does kind of for me kicks off a lot of the holiday season because it's one of the big events. And then we have another event coming up a couple of weeks later with a couple of Thursdays later with the St. Andrews Village After Hours event. And they always do a holiday theme, and that's always a very popular event. This year the theme is the Christmas Carol. So we have some surprises with that one, and you're going to see some people that maybe not in the same way you're used to seeing them at that. So
you're not dressing up as an elf, are you?
I'm not dressing up as an elf. I don't know if there are elves in the Christmas Carol, are there?
There's always an elf on a shelf somewhere. You're not Tiny Tim.
No, but I've been called worse.
Okay. But that's coming up, and again, that's a chamber mixer, yes?
Yes, that's a chamber mixer.
After hours.
Yes, and we actually, and this is a very busy week for us, too, and I'm not trying to steal any questions, but
No, help yourself.
We have on Wednesday we have a chamber happy hour down at Philly Street Station, which is a wonderful place down the street, down the road here on Philadelphia Street. Great place to eat, but they're going to have some free appetizers and some drink specials. So we're going to be there on Wednesday. We have a ribbon cutting on Thursday with Indiana Chiropractic. So that's on Philadelphia Street here in Indiana. And then on Saturday, we'll be at the Farmhouse Creamery and Clymer. And that's, I believe that one is at 3 p.m. So a couple of ribbon cuttings and a happy hour this week. And it's a busy week leading up to the Thanksgiving holiday.
Sure. And why not? Let's get as much of that sort of activity going as we possibly can. Because when people from the business community get together, good things happen.
Absolutely.
I think we tend to downplay the idea of networking, but there can be some really solid business relationships that come out of events like this.
Absolutely. I'm a big believer in networking, and I think the more opportunities that you get to do that, it's best for everybody. And really trying to encourage, as we look towards 2020, to not have it just be the decision makers, the CEOs, or of some of these companies, but we want all the employees to be there too, because a lot of times that's how you get opportunities for advancement, or you meet with the right people and maybe share the right ideas, and that's how a lot of that information is shared, and for employees, whether you're high up or not in a company, I think it's extremely beneficial, and sometimes it's extremely beneficial. Maybe more beneficial if you're trying to work your way up.
Yeah.
I think that's where the opportunities can come in, and networking's a great opportunity with the chamber. Most of our events have that component to it.
2019 has been a very, very big year in Indiana County. There have been a lot of great business developments, and it seems like a few doors have been opened up in this particular year. And I know that you'd like to open those doors a little further and maybe find another open door or window or two for more business opportunities. And that's the behind-the-scenes stuff that we don't see publicly, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, obviously urban is a huge story. And, because they're coming, that certainly does open the door. And, I can't speak on the real estate end. That's the county office that handles a lot of that. But I do know, just from talking with a lot of folks over there, how many phone calls they have been getting since Urban, first after the Urban announcement, and last year during the official groundbreaking, and then after the ribbon cutting over at Urban about a month or so ago. The phone calls have been coming in. It's amazing how a company like that and the massive size of that building, how it can attract that kind of attention. And we're hoping Urban is, and we're going to make sure that Urban is not the end, but just the beginning here for Indiana County, and kind of a new age, we hope, of some great jobs. And I think Dave Reed said it best: generational jobs where people can work there and then have their kids be able to work there. So we're hoping that that's the direction we're heading into. It's certainly very positive from our perspective. We just got to make sure we have the workforce to be able to fill those positions.
Yeah. And there are some very, very serious issues that are on the table right now. The Reggie Regulations, Byron Stauffer, of course, wrote that that letter that was signed on to by a couple of dozen, I think, other counties and business leaders across Western Pennsylvania. And what a great letter that was. And we're going to get Byron on here to talk about it a little bit. But, those directly threaten Indiana County jobs and Indiana County industry, and those are jobs we can't afford to see go.
Yeah, we were made aware of this back in June, near the end of the budget season, and we've been working very closely with that office and with other members of the Center for Economic Operations, and keeping a very close eye on that. And we're going to be meeting with Representative Struzzi and Senator Pittman here very shortly with our Government Relations Committee. I know what the county commissioners did. To kind of come out against that, and we're going to be doing the same thing. It's just it doesn't make a whole lot of sense, in particular for our county. It would be a huge hit, and to come right off of a big victory with Urban, and to have something like that happen. I know that I believe tomorrow there's going to be a press conference out in Harrisburg with Representative Struzzi, where they're going to start announcing some of the legislation they're looking to pass. But and then sometime next year, he told me that they're looking to do a much bigger event where we can have a lot of people to try to fill the rotunda and really make a stand about why we feel this is really bad for the state. And I'm not going to get into a ton of the reasons other than the fact that you look at the other states that have passed similar legislation and it really hasn't made any difference. So I think in a lot of ways it's it's being pushed for the wrong reasons. And, we're just going to make sure that it doesn't happen here in Indiana County because we can't afford to have that.
Absolutely not. And legislation is on the table already in Harrisburg. Representative Struzzi, Senator Pittman going to announce all kinds of things here in the coming weeks. Well, there you go. A lot to do. And you've got a very, very busy schedule in front of you with the and you are thinking about the expo coming up in January,
Well, I was going to make that announcement. Actually, we're canceling the expo.
Oh, okay.
We are looking to do an event here coming up in the first quarter of next year, which we're developing. But because of that event and because of some things that we weren't real happy with over the past couple of years with the expo, we've decided to cancel it for this year.
A little revamp.
Yeah. So I think keep your eyes and ears open here in the coming weeks. Within the next month, we'll be starting to talk about a brand new event that I believe will be taking place in February. We're excited about what the direction of the new event and where it's going. But as of now, in January, there will not be a Chamber Expo this year.
Very good. Well, that's something to look forward to then.
Yeah, but rest assured, there will be an event from the Chamber in the first quarter of 2020.
Very good. Thank you, Mark. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Todd.
He's Mark Hilliard, Indiana County Chamber of Commerce. It's 2 minutes away from 9 o'clock.